Alright, here I am doing another Flashpoint here in Star Wars The Old Republic. This one is called Teral V. The first boss we encountered had two adds, giant cat-like creatures. The main trick to this boss fight was to DPS the boss first, then take down the adds. At least that's how we managed it. I'm sure there are other tactics out there. The cat-like creatures do have extremely large health pools, so it does take a while to pull them down. And for whatever reason, they really enjoyed my company, so they spent a lot of time with me. But overall, the fight is fairly easy, not a too difficult heal from the healer's perspective. But if you're playing a Sage Healer, I would recommend keeping bubbles up on everybody as much as possible and getting the boss down as fast as you can. And anybody who has the ability to pull the cats away from the healer or cat-like creatures, please do so. Makes our job a heck of a lot easier. But I understand there's lots of mechanics going on with every class, so it's not as it's easier said than done. During this fight, I recommend to be very aware of your surroundings. There are adds that are around this area as well. So if you're not taking down all the adds or all the mobs, try not to step too far away from the area that you're fighting at, because you're going to pull another mob in, and then of course tragedy will occur and it'll be a wipe. In most cases, unless you're being carried by a level 50, which what's the fun in that? It's not level 50's carrying you through a fight. So be very conscious of your surroundings. As you can see, the boss is down and the two cat-like creatures are still up, and it will take us forever to take these things down. I do throw some DPS in here and there, but in this fight, again, I'm trying to maintain my force management, so I try to heal more than I attack, especially in Teral V, because there is a lot more healing in this one. While we drag this fight out, I'll explain about a boss that you can open within the instance. There's a quest chain in Teral V that you can do. It'll open up a secret boss, and the boss is kind of complicated. Sadly, I didn't record the fight, so I'll explain the fight to you now while this is going on. And it's fairly simple, but tons and tons of damage for any healer to heal through, so just keep this in mind. When you fight the boss, I don't recall his name, but he has this ability where he's going to pull you in and do tons and tons of lightning damage to you. So he's going to do like 3 lightning strikes, and you're going to count 1, 2, 3. On the 3rd strike, you're going to run out of line of sight. So when he pulls you in like a vortex, you're kind of knocked up against whatever you're hiding behind and not directly to the boss. And then once that lightning AoE is over, then you go back and attack the boss again, and then of course 1, 2, 3 lightning strikes, you go back to the boss. We wiped 3 times on that boss prior to getting him down. Took us a while to get the rhythm of the fight down, but we did manage to do it. It is a very difficult fight. As a matter of fact, on my main healer Marcus, I actually quit dungeon healing in this game as a result of the fight. That was just a pussy move on my part. I did it this time perfectly fine. It's a very hard fight. I sadly didn't record it, but just keep in mind it's in there, and that's your main strategy for that fight. This is an atypical fight in Star Wars Old Republic. The boss will call an ad, the ad's going to come out and attack, so you kill the ad, then you kill the boss. That's all there is to this fight. There's no real difficulty to it whatsoever, outside the typical big health pull on the boss, but even then we down the boss fairly quickly. As you can see right here, the ad dropped really fast and the boss is going to fall really quickly behind it. Not a hard fight. Easy heal. Sometimes I wonder why they even put things like this in the game, but it's there and the loot sucked as well. But oh well, that's what happened.
Don't take prisoners here! Hit 'em with all you've got!
Before you can enter the enemy's fortress, we have to disable its security.
This boss was a little bit more interesting. She summons lots and lots and lots of ads. Anytime they summon lots of ads, it's easiest, in my opinion, to stack on a tank during these fights and let the tank grab all the ads, AoE the ads down. But unfortunately, nobody believes in that method with me. Every time I run a flippin' dungeon, nobody wants to stand around, so they all want to take damage and just disperse it amongst themselves and make my job that much more complicated instead of doing the simple thing, stack on the tank, AoE, and move on. But I guess sometimes, you know, it does make a challenge for me to let them do their own thing, but sometimes working as a cohesive unit is fun too. So, but that's really the strategy of the fight. Everybody stay close to the boss. When she summons the ads, let them all come to you. Let the tank grab them. Use all of your AoE abilities. Take them down. You know, and then go on with the fight. It's a simple fight, and it's not a bad heal. The main strategy to this fight is the boss does an AoE, you don't want to be in it. If he throws something on the ground, if you see something red standing on the ground, don't stand in it. You know, typically don't stand in the fire. You know, I've repeated this 100 times over, don't stand in the fire. We all manage to do it from time to time, but if you see the giant red spot on the ground, run from it. He does an AoE at the boss, right at the boss he does an AoE. Melee and a tank, it's unavoidable damage. The healer just has to heal through it. But when he puts that spot back near us in the ranged area, you can run from the spot and avoid AoE damage back there. He'll throw bombs or shoot lasers at people periodically. They're going to take damage, but overall, it's a fairly easy fight. Nothing too difficult, I thought at least. As you can see, there's a red spot right over top of me and I run from it. I probably could have done a better job initially getting away from it because it'll do a wave outside of that area which will do minimal damage, so the further away from the wave you are, the less damage you're going to take. But it wasn't that significant that I couldn't heal through it. We tried to glitch this boss initially. You can run back up the hall and there's like a little enclave you can hide in. Used to be able to pull the boss back there. When he came back in, he would bring the ads with him. He'd AoE the ads down to kill the boss because it was all kind of kept and contained in one area. They fixed that so they can't glitch that out anymore. So you actually have to run up to the boss and attack it and deal with the ads. But it's a typical fight. Again, boss summons ads, kill ads, go back to boss. Ads die really easily. A lengthy boss fight overall, but not difficult by any stretch of the means. I had to watch my force. I think I started at one point running kind of low on force, and there was a little bit of damage going out, but again, nothing I couldn't manage to get through. The one thing they've done in this game, especially with the healing class I choose to play right now, is the Jedi Sage Healer, is I have no real fast heal. In Warcraft, I had a couple abilities to really get somebody's health pulled back up really quickly. I don't have that here, so I have to be more conscious, more aware of what I'm doing when I'm healing, so people don't run out of health. which I find is a great challenge. I think it's more fun that way versus having to just, I don't know, nerf it down so it's easy for everybody. I don't want that in these games anymore. I think nerfing them is just not the right way to go. But who am I to say? Who am I to speak? I'm not a person developing the game. I'm just a player, so I have no say so. But the game itself, this boss is fairly, I it's not a difficult fight, kind of fun. And the overall, I think Teral V was a great experience. I think that's a fun instance in Star Wars Old Republic. The next one I'll be going to is called the Maelstrom Prison, which kind of finishes up the storyline of this. It's like a 2-part dungeon in essence. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting in there and healing that up. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please click like, share it with friends, comment on it, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.
Doesn't matter. Kilran's bringing the wall